The Simpsons took a few shots at us, and we lobbed one back. Really, Matt Groening is a friend of mine. I have nothing but warm feelings about that show.
What about South Park?
They can go to hell.
Here we are, the Family Guy writing staff.
I sense there's some anger there.
So now, among the cartooning world, I like this because I have radio rivalries, that I really am serious about. Like, there are people I hate in this business,
right.
and I don't even know them. I just hate them. You know what I mean? But you have a whole thing going on. Now, let me understand the hierarchy in all of this. The two guys that Trey Parker, Matt Stone, who do
South Park.
They hate you, right?
They seem to, yeah.
Now, why do they hate you? Do you know them personally?
I don't know them. I've met Trey maybe once or twice for all of 5 minutes at.
And when you see him, what goes down? Does he spit on you? Does he smack you? Does he bitch slap you? Is it physical at all?
No, it's a very cordial. Like when Churchill and Hitler would, be in the same room together.
But what happens? So then when you see each other, but he says horrible things about you. I don't know if you say horrible things about him, do you?
I try not to.
But you get caught up in it. What is it they resent about you, and will this ever be resolved? And why don't you, when you see him, say, "Hey, Trey, what's the deal? Why are you so hostile?"
Because we take so many shits on so many people, it would make me the biggest fucking hypocrite in the world.
Right.
I think what their beef is more with they don't like the way the show is set up. It's the cutaways specifically that they really, I guess, don't think are they don't see that as a legitimate form of comedy and
the cutaways.
Yeah.
What do you mean by cutaways?
Well, the flashbacks, the kind of quick pops on Family Guy, and the way.
What do you mean that's not legitimate? You mean a cutaway is not legitimate to them?
Their whole thing is, it detracts from the story. It doesn't.
Why do they care?
Well,
why should
I don't
they
know.
care?
It seems like there are maybe. I don't know why they care so much. I don't know. I thought it was just on something that they. Because the two-parter that they did about us was very funny, and they. But then I read this article where they were just really like spitting venom at us and at our staff, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of lame." It's like, go after me all you want, but don't go picking on writers you don't even know who are making much less money than you.
What do they think it is? Like it's easy? It's an easy joke or something?
Well, they do think it's an easy joke, and it's funny. Those are the hardest things to write in the world because they're like little animated one-frame Far Side cartoons, and. You're coming up with a premise that has to be set up and pay off in a short amount of time. You're just starting from scratch.
So their point of view, if we can understand it, is that you're not getting laughs in the proper way.
Yeah.
Laughs are great, but you're getting...
you get them all the wrong way.
That is exactly it.
Now, Sam Kinison used to have that problem with Andrew Dice Clay. He'd always say to me, Dice is, he's a hack. He's doing easy jokes. He says, I'm a genius, and this and that. And I used to say, well, Dice is funny and you're funny.
Exactly.
I don't know.
You can laugh at Johnny Knoxville and Woody Allen,
Right. So it's a snobbery. It's a form of a rivalry. It's only because you do cartoons and they do cartoons. It's great, and the Simpsons guys don't like you either, right?
That's more of a friendly rivalry. They take shots at us, we take shots at them. Matt Groening is a friend of mine. He's a great guy. That's more of like a, all in good fun kind of thing.
It's a nice kind of shot.
Yeah.
But Trey and Matt, they're dickheads, and we in other words, if we're on your team, we don't really like them. They're shitheads.
They seem to have said some. I don't know. My point of view is they can say whatever they want on their show, just go nuts. But what sort of crossed the line for me was, don't go harping on staff writers.
But why shouldn't they harp on the staff writers? If they don't like what you do, the staff writers are involved, right?
There was some comment they made about these are people who go home to their families and people who care more about their kids than the show. It's like some weird thing that was
care about their lives more than their work. Who's more successful, you or those guys?
Honestly, I don't know. I have no idea what they make.
You know. Your agent knows, and he tells you.
My agent probably does know.
Well, first of all, there's one of you.
I would certainly hope I'm doing better.
Right, because there's one of you. That's number one.
That's true. That's
right?
true.
So you don't have to split
You're on a network.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Definitely a network thing.
I want you to be honest with me.
Uh-huh.
Really be honest. Are you secretly happy when they do poorly?
Well,
Be honest.
Let me give a diplomatic answer to that.
Don't be diplomatic.
I suppose I will be. I don't think they've started to do. I think that show is still. It still gets great reviews. The New York Times still.
I see.
Ejaculates all over it. It's still a big show.
But how about when they put out a movie and it's not successful? Did that make you feel good?
Well, they haven't done that yet.
Didn't they put out the puppet movie?
Team World was a big hit.
It did pretty well.
Did it do well financially?
Team,
yeah.
Team America.
Team America. World Police. Team America.
Yeah.
World. And the South Park movie was good. I happen to be a fan of both of the. That's why when these comedy wars, it just doesn't make any sense. It is funny. I'm a fan of both.
But
of
I
the
understand
shows.
it from a radio viewpoint. I really do hate a lot of the people in radio.
If people are making people laugh,
I think there are hacky guys in radio who I just can't fucking stand, who are fakes, who rip off everything, and I think they should be punished for it, or at least a flashlight should be put on them so we can see who they are in the dark.
I agree with you.
They're doing separate things.
Take that, Ryan Seacrest.
Each having their own success.
That's right.
Yeah, but I agree with you. But I think
going after an android.
For the South Park to be focused on this guy is a little. There's a way worse shit they should be focused on.
It does seem kind of crazy. It seems like you guys should be friends.
I always find that in comedy where, the guys hate prop comedians, and stuff like that.
But I think that's a different story. I think what Seth is doing is clearly original, and I think what they're doing is original.
And so are the prop comedians.
Seth,
are they, Robin?
Comment, because I see you're trying to get a word in. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know enough about those guys. I know people who've worked for those guys, and who say they're extremely talented, extremely creative guys. They do love the glamour side of it. I'm told, but which in small doses I like, but it.
Do you realize how much you're worshipped? I mean, I guess you heard about Richard.